Okay, good evening. Welcome to the Week 3 podcast. We're here with the 3-0 Gridiron Grudge Match. How you feeling, Dave?
Feeling pretty good. 3-0. Can't complain. And just moving on to the next week.
All right, you're averaging 78 plus points per week. Can you keep up this pace?
I think that's probably unrealistic at this point, but with my balanced attack, I will definitely be putting up points on a consistent basis, and I can't ask for anything more than that.
Okay, on draft day, after you've completed the draft, is this what you envision your team as producing? Are they overachieved, or are they on par with what you expected?
I will have to say this is what I expected. I felt I had a very good draft. I liked my depth of players. There's a few players that I wanted that somebody else grabbed. But when you do your research and you put the effort in behind the scenes that not everybody sees, day in and day out in the summer when it's nice and hot, everybody's partying, hanging out, not partying, but everybody's hanging out, the air conditioning outside, doing their thing with family, friends, kids, and, COVID, whatever. This is the result of it.
Yes, the results are definitely proof. Again, another draft day question. When you came fifth overall pick and you had a choice between Prescott or Wilson, was there any doubt in your mind who you're going to take?
That's a good question. I spoke to a few people offline, not related to the league, and Russell Wilson was on my radar very heavily, and I decided not to do it. And obviously, that might have not been the best move, but I'm confident in the player I drafted in Prescott in a contract year with that offense and that leaky defense. So Wilson was my first option. Ryan was my second option. And my third option was Dak. And I just decided to go with a contract year player, great offense. Great offensive line is important to me. And I just felt that Seattle wasn't throwing the ball enough, even though what Russell Wilson has thrown for 30-plus touchdowns, 4 of the last 5, 3 straight years. Obviously, Matt's getting the dividends of my decision, but sometimes you have to go with your gut, and I went my gut with Dak Prescott.
I'm sure it'll all even out over the length of the season. Okay, now we have some next gen stats on the grudge match.
Oh, nice.
You have scored this past week. You played your arch rival, the six shooter, who you've owned in recent years, and you dropped 88 points on him. That's the most points you've scored on him in a regular season game. How'd that feel?
Oh, I mean, this is the part where I have a lot of respect for the six shooters. He's a great GM, first ballot Hall of Famer. He's beat me 46 times in his career, the most losses I've ever had to any opponent. I would say of those 46 losses, I would say about anywhere between 75 and 80% of those losses to this guy, he's blown me out. I mean, blown me out the door. So a little payback is nice, but you got to keep it in perspective. It's a win. It's just a win. It's nice, but I got bigger things down the road.
Bigger things, as in you have a gargantuan matchup with the Psychos this weekend. He's got the hottest quarterback, one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league, in Josh Allen. How do you stop Josh Allen?
I've already started my research against the Psychos. I have a breakdown of his strengths and weaknesses of his team. I want to elaborate on that, but he has a very balanced attack. He has explosive players. Obviously, he scored 82 points this week. Held off the Grim Reapers, obviously, for a tight win. that's going to be difficult to beat. He has a few injuries he's got to deal with. He's got some COVID situations going on right now with two teams. So, just like anybody, if it was easy, it wouldn't be hard.
All right, words to live by. And one more next-gen stat. Since 2018, Dave, you've scored 80-plus points a week 7 times. That is the most since 2018. So what do you attribute to your resurgence?
I will say I have a career resurgence. I've decided to keep it simple. I've decided to draft quality players on quality teams. And when you, like I said earlier, when you put the effort in, you get results. It's not, you can say it's luck, but when you prepare, that's where it meets opportunity. I've said it over and over. People are probably like sick and tired of hearing it. But the last 3 years, I've been very fortunate to have really explosive teams, and I have a nice resume to show for it the last 2 years, so I can't complain. And the research won't stop, but it's not at 130% level. It's probably at 70. I'm doing less with more.
Okay,
More with less.
the results definitely justify the preparation. All right, now this is a time of the podcast where you have any parting shots for the league. You want to take any shots at any GMs out there or the league in general?
Yeah, I could probably take a shot at a specific GM, and I think we all know who that is. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to waste my time when I have more other opportunities to focus on. I feel that my team is 3-0 because I have a balanced attack. Some teams in this league have a couple of players that are really great and are getting the production. And some teams need to fix some holes, and they know that. And I have holes too. I'm not perfect. I got a couple of players that are on the back of the train that need to come to the front and start pushing the coal into the machine to make the train move. So, look, I'm 3-0. I'm looking forward to the challenge to take down the Psychos. And this is what it's all about. You got to score on points. You got to be explosive. The 28 past championship teams have all had explosive teams. So I need to keep up this explosive nature.
All right, Dave, one last question. Let the rest of the league know. How do you get on this podcast?
You're not getting on the podcast, you're scoring 30. You're not getting on the podcast scoring 40. Somebody told me the 60 is the new 50. You got to score at least 60 plus to get on this show. I mean, I've had some great appetizers here in this show. Tracy from Trent Track, I saw her in the hall. She's doing great. She looks very tan. She's got awesome Trent Tracker stats for week number 4 that she's funneled back to the main office in Park Avenue. So you got to score points. You got to be explosive. And you got to take some bold moves to make bold decisions to make your team better.
All right, Dave, thanks for being with us today. Congrats on the dominating win, and I'll let you go so you can prepare for Psychos.
Thank you very much.